If you're thinking about moving to Prince George and don't have a car yet, this is probably one of your biggest questions. Can I actually live in Prince George without a car, or am I kidding myself? I'm going to give you the local, honest answer as someone who actually lives here. We'll talk about which neighborhoods are realistically walkable, how good the BC transit system really is, and where life becomes pretty painful without your own vehicle, especially in the middle of a -25 winter. By the end, you'll know whether living in Prince George without a car fits your lifestyle and your budget, or whether it makes more sense to plan for a vehicle as part of your move. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mark, your local information broker and realtor, and on this channel, we help people who are moving to Prince George or buying a home in the Prince George area feel secure and supported in every decision. If that's you, consider subscribing. And without further ado, let's dive in to what living in Prince George without a car actually looks like. Let's start with the honest truth right up front. Prince George is a car-dependent city. With an average walk score of around 29, most errands here require a vehicle. Public transit exists, but the city is spread out and designed for more driving than walking. You can live here without a car in a few specific pockets, but for most people, especially in winter, it's not very convenient. If you're coming from places like Vancouver or Toronto, it's important to reset expectations. Prince George isn't a dense transit-first city, it's a northern, low-density community built around space, distance, and long winters. Here's why a car makes such a big difference when you're living in Prince George. The city is physically large and low density. Even the official active transportation plan points out that Prince George has a higher level of automobile dependency than BC overall because development is spread out and not very walkable. Neighborhoods like College Heights, the Heart, and much of the Bowl are built around driving. Your grocery store, your kids' school, hockey practice, and Costco, they're all in a different pocket of town. And then there's the winter. In January, average temperatures sit below freezing, and we regularly get stretches well below -10 or -15 degrees, with cold snaps sometimes dropping into the -30s or lower. On a day like that, standing at a bus stop for 25 minutes feels a lot longer. So yes, you can walk or bus, but the reality is that most long-term residents decide a car isn't just a luxury, it's what makes life here much more comfortable. Now, let's talk about BC Transit in Prince George, because it does play an important role, especially for students and anyone living close to core. Prince George Transit runs 7 days a week, and buses cover most regions of the city, including UNBC, CNC, College Heights, the Heart, Westgate, and Estevilla. Routes like the 15 and 16 connect UNBC to downtown and College Heights, and there are other routes linking to the Heart, Spruceland, and the rest of the Bowl. The big catch is frequency. Many routes can run every 30 to 60 minutes depending on the time of day, and service drops off in the evenings and on weekends. So yes, you absolutely can get around, but you'll need to plan your day around the schedule, especially if you have work shifts or kids' activities across town. If you're coming from a city where a subway shows up every 5 minutes, this is going to feel very different. Transit here is more of a support tool, not a full replacement for a car for most people. So where can you realistically live in Prince George without a car? There are really only two main exceptions where a car-free or car-light lifestyle can work. Exception number one is downtown. If you live right in the downtown core, you can walk to cafes, restaurants, some offices, and basic services. You're also close to the main transit exchange, so you can connect to UNBC, CNC, Spruceland, and other parts of the city. Is it perfect? No, of course not. Downtown Prince George has its mix of pros and cons. But if you want to try living without a car, this is one of the few places where it's genuinely feasible. Exception number two is near UNBC and the CNC. If you're a student or working at the university or college, living near UNBC or CNC can make transit workable. Those areas are heavily serviced by bus routes built around student schedules and the UNBC bus loop. In both of these zones, you can combine walking, transit, and the occasional rideshare or taxi and make it work. For everywhere else, especially the family suburbs up the hill, you'll usually want at least one vehicle per household. Let's connect this to your cost of living in Prince George and your relocation budget. One of the biggest advantages of moving here is that housing is far more affordable than in any other BC cities, often well below big city averages, which gives you real room in your budget. Instead of stretching to the top of your mortgage pre-approval, a lot of my clients choose to buy right. They pick a home that feels comfortable and then use some of that freed up cash flow to own and operate a vehicle. So instead of asking, can I avoid owning a car altogether, a better question is, how do I use Prince George's affordability to own a home and a car car without being financially stressed. For most families, the sweet spot looks like this: a solid home and a family hub like College Heights or Heritage, plus 1 or 2 reliable vehicles. That's what lets you get kids to school, hit activities, run to Costco, and still enjoy the outdoors, without planning your entire life around a busy schedule. So here's my honest verdict on living in Prince George without a car. If you're a student living near UNBC or CNC, or a young professional who likes urban living and chooses downtown, you can make a car-free or car-light lifestyle work, as long as you're comfortable planning around transit and using taxis or rideshare when you need to. For about 95% of people relocating to Prince George, especially families, a car isn't about status. It's about convenience, safety, and sanity. When you're in the middle of a long, cold winter and you've got kids, groceries, and activities across town, having a vehicle makes everyday life smoother and a lot less stressful. My job as your realtor isn't just to help you buy a house in Prince George, it's to help you build a life here that feels secure and sustainable. That means talking through neighborhood choices, commute times, and the transportation setup that actually fits your family. If you're trying to understand the cost of living, including housing and transportation, and you're getting serious about relocating, you can reach out anytime and we'll walk you through your specific plan together. I hope this deep dive gave you the straight local insight that you need to feel secure and supported in your next decision. If you found value here, share this video with a friend who's also considering a move, or tell me what Prince George topic I should tackle next. The easiest way to connect is to call, text, or email. All the details are on the screen. Make sure you tap that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.